Hi, my name is Victoria White.
And I'm Jackson Gay.
Get ready, West Broward.
Because Bobcat Broadcast starts now.
In February, the month encourages us to care and recognize the accomplishments of our peers. We're reminded to show love for our significant others, our friends, and ourselves.
That's a poetic way to put it. And right here at home, people look forward to not only encouraging that bonded community, but also establishing a strong bond with themselves through their love for art.
On this month's episode, we'll be talking about how a breast cancer survivor used her passion for painting as not only a form of recovery, but an opportunity to expand her world.
How a local community church forms a safe haven in which people can feel welcomed and accepted.
One of our very own classmates who learned to bring his creative visions to life and create art for himself through his journey of filmmaking.
And finally, how a chiropractor's small act of kindness brought the community together and created a supportive environment that allows people to unite.
Katsumi Matsuwa is an artist who's been painting for as long as she can remember. However, when she was diagnosed with breast cancer, it took a huge toll on her and put a pause on her passion.
Yet she used the art form she's known her entire life as a form of therapy to continue moving forward and learn to appreciate the little things in life, as well as expand her horizons. Here's Katsumi with her story.
Since I remember I was born, I've been painting. I feel like, to be honest, I didn't know how to do anything else. I was born with this gift. I just knew that I was happy painting. I wasn't into reading, I wasn't into math. It was something that gave me some type of disconnection with what was out there. So it was like therapy for me as a child. So I went for my annual checkup and I got the terrible news that I was diagnosed with breast cancer. My priority was to take care of my health and to prepare myself for what was coming. And I went through different surgeries, different procedures. And during those procedures, my husband was the one that said to me, why don't you start painting again? Go back to painting, and I think it's gonna help you to overcome a lot of things that I was going through. And I think that pushed me to start, all over again, to do something that literally helped me to move on. It's something that help you to connect, to connect with reality, to connect with what you have in mind, your imagination. And it did create an impact in me, because when you go through such a tragic disease, you kind of want to block everything. When you enjoy something, it doesn't become a job. And one thing took me to another. I ended up doing an exhibition in Shanghai, China. And from there, I submitted one of my artwork to a brewing company. And I was the winner of the face of their beers. And from there, I was selected for the city of Miami to paint one of the sculptures. So it did change my life completely. So believe it or not, and it's funny that I'm saying this today's day, I think surviving a breast cancer was a blessing. Live today. Live today to the max, and don't worry about tomorrow.
Throughout her life, she saw how making use of what she learned allowed her to thrive. And in order for some things in life to thrive in the future, it first needs to gain support from its community. Dan Gossett is a pastor at City Rev Church who looks forward to encouraging a bonded community and improving our environment to better our world by creating a place where people can both feel welcomed and accepted. Madison Goldie can fill you in.
Oh, W picture.
Every community has its guiding lights that plan to lead them to a new, safe, loving, and impactful future. And in our community, Dan Gossett, the executive pastor at the City Rev Church, is one of them. His journey, along with the other pastors, of creating and establishing City Rev as a way of bringing multiple other churches together in a community that was just starting out.
So City Rev Church is a church that was started by 6 other churches out here in West Pembroke Pines that's designed to reach our community. We've got this great community out here on the edge of West Broward, and we love being able to serve our community, bringing the love and joy and acceptance of Jesus to our community.
Many people grow up in a place where they don't feel as appreciated or welcomed. One of City Rev's goals is to bring those types of people to a place where they can feel accepted, inspiring not just our community, but more specifically, our youth.
So at City Rev, the most important people that are here are our children and our students, because we believe that that is the next generation. It's not just waiting on them to be the next generation, but they're largely influential for today's generation as well. So we gear all of our environments to highlight kids and students and make sure that we're creating safe places for them to learn, to grow, to discover who they are, and to know and learn and grow God as well. So that they can interact with them, they can be the best version of them that God has designed them to be and have a relationship with their maker. So we love creating cool spaces for students like the Fuge, where we have waffles every Wednesday, and a place just for students to hang out. And there's no agenda, just come get a waffle, hang out, and be in a positive environment.
City Rev was first established in 2001 in our community and has grown with it in the years. It has become a safe haven for teenagers and adults alike and will hopefully continue to do so. Reporting for WBTV, this has been Madison Goldie.
Although it's important to shed light on our community, it's also important to shed light on the students that make our school shine. This month, we want to highlight a junior in our TV production program who felt his creative flow was restricted. And instead of giving up, Nicholas LaBeouf took the initiative to make something for himself on his own time. Let's allow Nick to tell his story.
When I got into high school, I started in the TV production class, and I've always had a love for film and TV, but it wasn't until I got into high school where I had to get assignments and they had due dates and they had prompts where I felt I wasn't really creating stuff for myself, and I was more or less creating it for other people or for my teacher or for this due date. And I just felt I lost creativity and I lost motivation because I wasn't really getting the gratitude or the satisfaction from my peers for my art because it wasn't really what I was making for myself. In the beginning of junior year, me and my friends had this idea to make this film, and it was an experimental, and it was like the first time where I didn't have like the pressure of making this for a competition or making this for class or an assignment. So I had the time and the ability to make this film with like putting myself into the art, expressing myself through the art. And then this competition called Young Arts came around, and it gave me the ability to express myself, and it gave me the ability to put my art into a competition that I wanted to. The one thing I've learned from my experience is that you need to create art for yourself, because when you express yourself into your art and that art succeeds, it's just this whole sense of completion and success, and it's just something that's amazing. And seeing that your vision come to life and being appreciated by other people is just something out of this world.
Nicholas LaBeouf is a shining example of how making something for yourself can truly make a difference, not just for your own good, but also for the good of the community.
Chiropractor Dr. Diego Kotzer uses his office, Fit for Action, as a way to not only help members of the community feel better, but also form a supportive and enjoyable environment that brings our community together, one person at a time.
Ashley Silva can bring us in.
Great. Good. Yeah.
In the corner of Cooper City sits a family-owned chiropractic business, Fit for Action. Diego Koster, the doctor and owner of the clinic, has been able to use his own experiences in this field to fuel his love and passion for not just becoming a chiropractor, but also for helping others.
Many years ago, I was on my way to medical school, and a very, very good friend of mine and mentor, he said, yeah, you're not going to medical school, you are going to go to chiropractic school. I said, why would I choose to go to chiropractic school? He says, look, it's not that you're choosing chiropractic school is choosing you. During that year, I started seeing him as a patient, just so I knew what I was going to get into. I was also diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Sure enough, when I started seeing him, I felt so much better. And I knew that I was doing the right thing by going to chiropractic school. I wanted to do what he did for me to others.
After realizing that his calling in life was to help others through his practice, Dr. Coster has worked hard to create an environment within his office that is like no other, causing patients to feel welcomed every time they step through the door.
I want to establish a place where you feel like you're part of something, not a number. Kind of like what they call that old school medicine, or old school healthcare. When somebody, back in the old days, like a doctor would go to somebody's house. Obviously, I'm not going to do that. But I want them to feel like they're a part of something. I don't want them to feel like they're just a number when they come to see us. I think the community that we have established here, where patients come in, it's almost an extension of my family.
Fit for Action provides its patients with the opportunity to physically feel better, while also allowing a compassionate and caring community to be built simultaneously. Dr. Coster's enthusiasm for his career and want to assist others highlights the many values that the Broward County community stands for. Reporting for WBTV, this has been Ashley Silva.
Well, Victoria, that just about wraps it up for this month's episode.
Don't forget to tune in next month.
Thanks for watching. I'm Jackson Gay.
And I'm Victoria White.
Have a good afternoon.
A good evening.
And a good night.